Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the weekend in 6th of June 2026. Sturgeon tries to save her name, but doubts remain. Starmer again has things to explain from what the latest Mandelson files contain. Police have a victim restrained as life from him drains, leading to much police disdain and public opinion enflamed. The victim's father contains his pain to request no violence in his son's name, but Farage still continues with his refrain that it's two-tier policing to blame. Putin feels more strain from Ukraine's long-range drone campaign. Last week, the Scottish political foundations shook at the amount of SNP dosh Peter Moll took. For Nicola Sturgeon, it was not a good look. She'd not had a good look at the SNP books to see that her ex had been a consummate crook. She failed to look in every cranny and nook to see that the books were being so cooked, so now she needed to get herself off the hook. Immoral Moll may be heading for the clink. For Sturgeon, this fishy business was starting to stink. So on Sunday morning she went to the BBC to subject herself to some Koonsberg scrutiny. During the 23 minutes with Laura, Sturgeon seemed to have lost her aura, hesitant in the face of things put before her in this most demanding of television fora, and for any acting as some sort of point scorer they would have few points scored to reassure her. As another political week dawned, another dump of Mandelson files landed. Yawn. More detail of how he and the government interacted, some grubby, some scurrilous, and a lot redacted. The ongoing police investigation kept blocks of text out of circulation, also not permitted for public eyes, stuff that could cause security compromise, and whatever might upset international relations, particularly with significant foreign nations. Hence the omission of most communications between Mandelson and the US administration. So what was left was little more than tittle-tattle, a window into Labour's internal battles, and a leader who seemed not to command the respect that someone in control might expect to expect. One particular email was quite revealing when Pat McFadden expressed some pent-up feeling. The Secretary of State for Work and Pensions emailed Mandy to describe cabinet tensions. Each meeting is who can we tax in order to pay benefits to others, he wrote with dismay. On Monday emerged details of a terrible crime, a knife attack last year without reason or rhyme. Henry Novak, an 18-year-old student at the time, in Southampton came across a piece of human slime. 23-year-old Vikram Digwa, with no reason why, chose that December night for Henry to die. After Digwa was given life for his cowardly crime, an arresting video was shown for the first time. It showed the police arrest poor Henry Novak instead of the perpetrator of the attack, cuffed him at the back and left him to die, bothered more by a fake scratch on Digwa's eye. The national temperature was high, language inflammatory concerning this awful policing calamity. The busy's reputation once more in the lavatory. An inquest will hopefully bring more clarity. Henry's parents showed dignity beyond belief, masking their overwhelming deep grief. Forget racism, Sikhism, this was a cold, cruel crime, the father said as he asked for peace at this time. But Nigel Farage called for pure cold rage, and in doing so rattled a very large cage. In Southampton Tuesday night, outside a cop shop, there was a massive, violent, collective strop. Next day in the Commons, the traditional big three, Labour, Tories and Lib Dems, chose to agree. They brought down the heat to discourage further violence. But Nige was not prepared to maintain his silence. He said training on DEI awareness had clouded common sense and a sense of fairness. Was he right to bring colour and race into this case, or was it just a genuine police gaffe that took place? Digwear may be brown, but he's a felon, a foul fellow. Whatever his colour, he's actually yellow. Knowing what he'd done, he covered his back, got his brother to say he'd been racially attacked, and then got the knife whisked away to his mum, so it's not seen at the scene when the rozzers come. Farage's timing was perhaps tone deaf when it should have been a time to mourn Henry's death. And though he thought he was right, he looked quite contrite when the PM slighted him in the Commons with bite. The St. Petersburg International Economic Forum is for Putin to show off how good things are for him. His own Davos in his hometown, a chance for showing how well things are going, how fast Russia's growing. And as a sideshow for his guests in their finery, fireworks from an exploding oil refinery. While Putin had cutting-edge stuff to exhibit, showcasing high-tech, mainly military kits, Ukraine turned out to be the surprise big hit, though the Kremlin coward would not admit it. A spectacular long-range drone display left a huge plume of black smoke that lasted all day. The Red Army chief had a right ruddy red face. His own war had dirtied the doorstep of his birthplace. Putin also got a letter sent from afar, Zelensky's housewarming note to the midget Tsar, a letter to request, Vlad, me old mucker, let's see how your war's going, you motherfucker. The terrified gnome, of course, said not a chance as he metaphorically crapped his pants, but for how long can he decline Zelensky's advance?